Hello, it's another edition of Gary Moore's Kitchen Cupboard Heroes, of course. Thanks for watching. So we're going to do part 2 of the pork recipe that we started the other day. So a pork's been in brine for a couple of days. The brine recipe is on an earlier broadcast, an earlier video. So yeah, just go on there and have a look. So after a couple of days, we take the pork out. And get some kitchen towel, put the pork on to dry it off out of the brine. Just dry that off, pat it dry so the paper doesn't stick to it. And put it into our tray. So obviously we would normally do this with a large sheet of belly pork. Not a small piece like this. It would normally be a square, a square piece of it. We can do it with obviously the pieces like I've done here today, which is all I could get at the time. So the solution I've got here is a salt and thyme solution. So basically all we've done is we've ground up some salt, so it's like a fine powder as opposed to granules, with some thyme. So you can use dry thyme, you can use fresh thyme. You could use rosemary, you could use any herb, woody herb that you like. And then we put some garlic powder through there as well, and then we blitz it all up. And we get this nice fine powder. So what we do is we coat the rind of the belly pork with the salt. Okay, liberally. And then we rub it into the rind. Like so, and we put it into a tray, and then we leave it in a tray for around about half an hour. And what it does, it pulls all the impurities and any excess moisture out of that rind. This process is really important if you want a nice crispy crackling on the outside of your belly pork. If you don't spend the time doing this, you won't get it. Simple as that. Because what's happened is, well, it's been sat in that brine, it's taken in all that water, so you need to take that water out. Okay, so once you've salted it, left it for half an hour, just rinse it off under the tap and then put it into your tray like so. So we're going to do that now. This one has been pre-salted, I just left it to one side for the purpose of showing you guys. So in it goes like that. So obviously if it was a nice piece, it'd fit nicely in there. That's been salted, and then we just get some kitchen towel, just pat it dry. So while you're doing this now, you want to be putting your oven on around about 130 to 120. You want a really, really low heat, because this is the part that takes a while to cook. So we get a star anise. This beautiful spice. It's fantastic. Smells of aniseed. Smells beautiful. Goes really well with this dish, but it's not important. For me it is, but for you guys, you could leave it out. You know what I mean? It's totally up to you. It's the cooking process. Because once this is cooked, you can then cool it down, cut it up into squares, reheat it through the oven to crisp up all the crackling. You can put it on your barbecue. There's lots of ways you can do it after, once it's gone through the confying process. So this is totally up to you how you go on with this from this point. I'm going to put mine in some pomace oil, which is like an olive oil blend. So it's blended with pomace oil and rapeseed oil. So it's got a higher flash point than obviously olive oil. I wouldn't put olive oil in there if I'm honest, because it doesn't really flavour that well and you get like a nasty aftertaste. So I would go with like a pomace oil or rapeseed oil. Best thing, and you're probably all going to raise your eyebrows at this one, the best thing is beef dripping or pork dripping. Mixed 50% pork dripping, beef dripping with some of this oil. Mix it together and then pour it over your pork like so. Now what's left over of this after this is cooked, keep. because you can re-confit, which is recooking it. You can use it for cooking in other things. Beautiful in your roast potatoes, pan frying your chickens off, whatever. It's the flavour that you get is unbelievable. So you want enough, but once this is started to shrink down a little bit and start cooking, it covers it all. So you've got your star anise in there. I'm going to go in with some bay leaf. So dried bay leaves are fine, you can get them from anywhere. Just scatter a few of them in there. And we're going to go in with some peppercorns. Again, all these are optional. The main ingredient that you definitely do want really for that beautiful flavour is garlic. So don't really want to use puree if you can, guys, because it just basically withers away and burns. You don't get that proper flavour. So you don't need to peel it, so just get your big garlic. I've got half of one in the fridge there. I'm going to put that in. So what I'm going to do is literally just cut it in half. If it falls to pieces, that's fine. And just scatter it around in there. Dip it under the oil. Make sure it gets covered in oil. And now you want to cook that, and this might sound like a really long time, for around about 3 to 4 hours for a piece, if a belly pork was that size. So around about 3 to 4 hours, take it out. Once it's cooked, drain it off, keep all that wonderful oil and fat that comes from it, use it for cooking with other stuff. Like I say, you can use it for pan frying chickens, your roast potatoes, whatever you want to do. It's going to have all that flavour of all that pork, all that brine that's coming out of the pork, your garlic in there, your star anise. It's going to have so much flavour. If they bottled it, it'd be priceless in my eyes. And then, like I said, so you take your pork out, give it a wipe off, drain it off, and then your pork, just cut it up into squares if it's a big piece. Or, like I say, you've got it ready to go there. Then all you got to do then is when you're ready to eat it, because you can eat it as soon as it comes out of the oven if you want to, but I would crisp up the top first. So I'd wipe off the oil, and then I would literally put it under a hot grill or into a hot oven or onto your barbecue and let all that pork rind puff up. Some of you that are watching have already tried our belly pork before, so you know exactly what it's like. It melts in your mouth, it really is a fantastic thing. So that's basically how you do the pork, the confit pork. I'll put some pictures up on the page of what it looks like when it's cooked. I'll be back in a few minutes time to show you how to make a really easy cheesecake. It's idiot proof. Cheers.